Hi, I'm Jay Lee, and this is Deeper into Film, Insight and Awakening. Welcome back. Today is September 17th, 2025. K-pop Demon Hunters has become one of Netflix's biggest cultural moments since its release on June the 20th. It has racked up over 266 million global views, making it the most watched title in Netflix history. Huntrix's anthem Golden soared to number 1 on both the Billboard Hot 100 and the Global 200, and it has remained at that or returned to the top spot consistently since early August. But records and numbers alone can't explain why audiences continue to return to this film. What grips people is not just the spectacle of K-pop or the scale of the global success. What truly moves them is the human story underneath. The shame and the healing, the betrayals and the sacrifices, and the vision of the world that ends not in perfection but in dazzling color. So let's go deeper, not by retelling every scene step by step, but by uncovering the themes that matter. And as we look at these characters, let's also ask, where do I see myself in their struggles? And what light does the film shine on my own journey? The story of Rumi shows us the crushing burden of perfection, because from the moment she appears on screen, she shined as the flawless center idol of Huntrix. The animators breathe in white light, her movements are precise, and her voice rings perfectly on pitch, and her smile sparkles with confidence. Every frame tells us, here is someone who cannot falter. But the more perfect she looks, the more we begin to notice the coast. Her shoulders are tense. Her smile feels just a little too fixed. Her breathing is shallow. What the audience sees as glory, the film hints is also a weight. And isn't this familiar in your own lives? Maybe you've been the student who feels pressure to ace every test, or the worker who can't ever admit a mistake. Maybe you've been the parent who feels you must hold it all together even when you're exhausted inside. On the surface, people praise you for being so strong, but inside, the performance becomes suffocating. I think of one of my own students years ago. She was always early to class, always prepared, her papers immaculate. But later, she admitted to me privately that she stayed up all night editing and re-editing because she feared being seen anything less than perfect. The shine everyone admired was also her burden. That's Rumi, right? She glows on stage, but the glow is heavy. By contrast, the story of Jinu reveals how shame can twist even our greatest gifts. Where Rumi is trapped in too much light, Jinu is buried in shadow. His flashbacks to the Joseon dynasty are painted in muted gray-blue, the outlines heavy, the atmosphere suffocating. His family is starving, his desperation is real. And then Guima appears with an offer, a beautiful voice in exchange for survival. At first, it looks like salvation. His voice rises smooth and strong. His family's eyes widen in awe. For a moment, it seems the curse of poverty has lifted. But the gift is poisoned. His mother collapses under its weight. His sister recoils. Instead of saving them, Jinu's voice destroys. Jinu abandoned his mother and sister to poverty, leaving them to struggle for survival on their own. He is left not with pride, but with shame. And maybe you felt something like this too. Perhaps you've had a talent others admired, but that very gift set you apart, made you feel alien, or carried pressure so heavy it became a burden. Perhaps you've had success at work that brought more isolation than joy. Jinu's shame is not foreign. It is the fear that what should have saved us somehow betrays us instead. I think of a friend of mine with a natural gift for leadership. People pushed her into positions of responsibility again and again. But she confessed to me that each time, instead of joy, she felt only guilt when things didn't go perfectly. Her gift had become her chain. Jinu embodies that, talent twisted into torment. This is why the moment when Rumi falters is so powerful. It reminds us that cracks can be the beginning of the connection. During rehearsal, she steps forward, ready to prove her faultless image again. The lights are hot, her teammates' eyes sharp with expectations. And then it happens. Her voice cracks. Just one note, but sharp as glass. Immediately, Mira and Zoe rush in, their worry loud and urgent. But have you ever noticed how sometimes people's concern doesn't feel like comfort? Sometimes their urgency feels like judgment. Their "are you okay?" feels like you failed. That's how Rumi feels in this moment, suffocated. But then the camera cuts to Jinu, as if it's not an animation, right? He does nothing but look, no words, no movement, just eyes that see. And what he sees is not failure, but recognition. For Rumi, that broken note is unbearable shame. For Jinu, it is the first bridge. This is profound, because haven't you noticed in life that times we most want to hide are very times that open the deepest bonds? We don't truly connect with people in our perfection. We connect in our cracks. I've seen this in my classroom again and again. A student admits confusion about an assignment, and suddenly 5 other students nod in relief. What looked like weakness becomes the ground of community. Rumi's crack becomes the bridge. The heartbreak deepens when the word idle words show us just how quickly masks can shatter when they slip. Huntrix perform golden on the world's stage. The arena glitters. Fans roar. Looks like victory. And then one slip. Rumi's scarf falls. Her demon marks blaze. In an instant, the cheers turn up grasps, then to screams. Social media floods with the word demon. Even Mira and Zoe raise blaze against her. Her carefully built mask crumbles in seconds. Can you feel that? Have you ever had your mask slip? Perhaps you hid a mistake at work only to have it revealed suddenly. Perhaps you kept a secret from friends and family only to be exposed. The collapse is brutal, not only because the truth comes out, but because people's reactions change so fast. Yesterday, you were celebrated. Today, you're condemned. And then comes Jinu's confession. He admits he has been serving Guima. The one he thought he could trust reveals betrayal, and to deepen the wound, Guima exposes Jinu's past. He hadn't sacrificed himself nobly, but abandoned his family. His supposed nobility was only another mask, and then it breaks. And when it breaks, it collapses under the weight of his shame. Here the film strikes close to our lives, because we all wear masks. And the deeper fear we carry is not just that mask will slip, but that when it does, we'll be rejected. Rumi's exposure and Jinu's collapse put that fear on screen in its rawest form. Yes. What follows in Return to Namsan Stadium shows us something remarkable, that healing is born not in perfection, but in honesty. The stadium is drenched in Guima's power. The Saja boys sing like machines, the haze thick, the crowd entranced, and into this darkness steps Rumi. The group is called the Saja boys for a reason. In Korean, Saja means messenger or envoy. When people say Joseung Saja, it means the Green Reaper, the spirit sent from the afterlife to escort souls into death. So these boys are not just idols. They embody that chilling role of death messengers, singing under Guima's command to drain life and spirit from the crowd. Wow, did you know that? Probably not, but this time, she does not sing to hide her marks. She does not try to erase them. She sings with them. Her voice is trembling, cracked, uneven, but honest. And honesty pierces the haze. Mira and Zoe join her. They don't erase her imperfections. They harmonize with them. Together, their voices create beauty out of brokenness. Then above them, the Honmun shifts. It does not become the flawless golden wall people expected. It becomes something more mysterious, more fragile, and more alive. A shining aura, many colors. And then Jinu steps forward. For centuries, he chose survival, even betrayal. But now, at last, he chooses sacrifice. He intercepts Guima's blast. His body convulses, torn by shadow and light. With his final breath, he whispers, no more whispers, and his shame dissolves into light. Isn't this where the story speaks most deeply to us? To you? Healing comes not from pretending to be perfect, not from hiding our wounds, but from honesty and love. When we sing our broken song with courage, and when others join us instead of correcting us, something new is born. And finally, the closing images remind us that scars can become signs of light. The storm passes. Rumi sits with Mira and Zoe, her marks uncovered. For the first time, her face is calm. This is film's gift to us. What if our scars are not stains to hide, but colors to reveal? What if our cracks are not shameful, but the very place where love and healing enter? I think of people I've met whose scars became their testimony. A man who once battled addiction, now mentoring youth with honesty. A woman who lost her voice to listen, now teaching others to listen deeply. Not a flawless wall of gold, but a living aura. Fragile, imperfect, but more beautiful because it shines in every color. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and join me again as we continue deeper into film. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.